Hi, how are you? Today's topic is something that you will be tackling a lot. It's called creating a development plan for an individual. Ideally, this will come handy in today's world because there are a lot of jobs which are become obsolete and multitasking is the way ahead. Since there is multitasking, you might be picking up individuals who have limited knowledge about a topic and try to train them to take another skill set and fulfill those job responsibilities of another person. Now, how do you create this development plan for an individual? So I have come up with an acronym which is called G.E.P.E.R, where G stands for gap, E stands for cost effectiveness, P stands for planning, another E stands for execution, and R stands for result or progress. G.E.P.E.R. Without further ado, let's get into the G. The first thing that you need to figure out while making a plan is what's the gap between the actual performance and desired performance. Again, for example, if there is an engineering personnel, an engineer, who's going to be taking care now of engineering storekeeping. On the brain, you will think it's easy, but it's not. So, identifying the gap of his or her knowledge. What is his actual knowledge today, or what's the desired knowledge that you want him or her to have to run the store? That's the gap. Once you have identified the gap, there are two ways to fill this. One is, of course, training. When you are doing training analysis for this individual plan, you must keep in mind that there should be effectiveness of cost. Now, how do you calculate effectiveness of cost? If you will send a person, for example, if you are enhancing the skill of a F&B manager to take care of the marketing side of the F&B outlet, you must understand that you might not be equipped enough to train the F&B manager as a marketing manager yourself. Hence, you might have to look for external sources or experts in our industries or external companies to come and do that training for the F&B manager. Hence, there is a certain cost involved. Take that cost, get the quotations of those trainings. Look at the module, how extensive the module is, how many topics, how many hours of training will be provided, and will it be certified or not certified. Once you have that, go to your human resources team and find out if you hire a marketing manager in comparison to the training, which cost is less. Often, hiring a new person is a lesser cost rather than training. Of course, if you go to the more valid sources of training, which are certified and are very expensive. If you found out that training is the option, then you go to the next step, which is P, planning. How this training will happen. What kind of training do you need? There are various kinds of trainings, and for an individual, certainly you will not have a classroom session. Either you want to do a cross training, cross exposure, or you want to have a buddy system. Now, what's the difference between these three? Cross training is limited amount of hours, which vary between 120 to 150 hours within 2 to 3 months. Hence, cross training is an extensive format of cross-skilling someone, since it will take 2 to 3 months. And the person with the expertise should be available. Second, you can send the person outside for training, which is cross-exposure. You're sending someone out of the organization to learn the basic skills. The example we already took, an F&B manager going out, cross-skilling himself from an external company, learning the basic skills of marketing manager outside of the organization is called cross-exposure, where the company has to incur a cost. How many hours will it be? How many days of the week it will be? What will be the timing? What will be the curriculum? What will be the learning and how the certification will be done? Will there be an online exam? Will there be an after-sales service support? How long, if there will be support, how long the support will be for? All those questions have to be answered in this planning stage. And last but not the least, you might ask one of your friends or colleagues in the industry itself, in a different company, to do a buddy system, where you can send your colleague outside of the organization but in the same industry to shadow one of the person for a few days and learn the basic skills and move on from there. This plan has to be ready before you choose any of the options, from cross-training, cross-exposure, or sending out somebody for a buddy system. Why? Because your colleague should be clear in mind what's coming his or her way. Like this, the more clarity there is, the more learning will happen. Moving on from here, execution. Planning is very good, but planning is nothing if you don't execute it. Make sure you have a deadline, when you want to start and when you want to end, and when the person who's going for a training is going to start executing the work on the ground. This will only give you, your management, and the person who's going for training more clarity of the plan. Always remember, set deadlines. Once this is done, last but not the least is the R, which is result or progress. Result is the end game, when the person will start working on the ground and reaping the benefits of your training for the organization. Progress at the same point is very important. These plans could be 2 days training, 1 week training, 1 month training, and in some cases like cross training can be 3 months training. You as a trainer, you have to keep an eye on the progress and the learning of the trainee. Connect with them from time to time. You yourself should be ready with few questions regarding the topic, since you already have the plan. Ask few questions regarding the topic they are learning these days. Check if the knowledge is up to standard. Check if they are even learning or understanding, or it's just they're going and doing things because it's been asked by the organization. Last but not the least, result. Once the person finishes a whole training program and start reaping the benefits for the organization, make sure you call in for a certification ceremony. It doesn't have to be very big. Not everybody from the organization has to come, but at least from the same department. Gather some people, take a certificate, go and present in public. This will only motivate your colleague to do an extra work which he or she is readily available for. This is how you create a development plan for an individual. I hope this video was informative, and now you will be able to use E.P.E.R to make your individual development plan. That's it. From Traits of the Trainer to creating a development plan for an individual, the series for a new trainer, it's come to an end. A lot of acronyms have come your way. I hope with time you will use them often and they will come to you naturally. Please do let us know which other topics would you like me to make videos on. We will be more than happy. I personally am thinking to make video on leadership development. Since there are a lot of leaders who are missing in action now, your next generation is ready to take over. Are you ready to teach them how to become a good manager or a good leader. Differences between managing and leading. How to be an effective person or a talker or orator. Lots and lots of topics are there, but I want to listen from you. Please do let me know in the comment section. Be safe, be good, be friendly to your colleagues. Take care. Bye-bye.